Welcome champion to our second Play Like a Pro video. This episode is called Syria Save Us from Hakim. For the last few weeks, Hakim has been dominating in online games as well as in the Gold Cup last month. We feel it is essential for us to give some hope back to those who cannot find a solution when facing this impressive killer of a deck. As you can see, we have chosen Syria as a possible solution, as it is maybe one of the most creature-killing decks out there, and you will see just how good it can be against Hakim. In this game, Hakim is played by Fede106, a player who is Champion 3, against Zeon, who is only Champion 1 and recently got to the final of the Bronze Championship. So on paper, the cards are stacked in Hakim's favour. The start of our game shows us the first small creatures from each deck. Ideally for Syria, she can't wait too long to take out her opponent, as Hakim will be very strong halfway into the game if he manages to get the board control. We see Hakim slow his enemy creatures down, taking his time to get his own creatures out. This doesn't last long though, as Syria comes in with a handy ice spikes and gets the advantage back. Turn 8 is when he starts the offensive with the Banshee. He can open up a row at any moment and start dealing damage. And even when, in his next turn, he doesn't seem to have many options, simply bringing back the Banshee into his hand is enough to give him another really strong option. We are at turn 10 and a great Insect Swarm clears out most of the board, letting Hakim play a very strong Nur, followed by an impressively cheap Jhin to secure the board, and here he is, ready to win the game. Syria's strength though resides particularly in the destruction of enemy creatures. If it's not a Banshee, it will be a Soul Reaver, and if you don't have any Banshees left, you can always bring some back with Atropos, Syria's Legion, or even Altar of Asher. A hand with 4 destructive cards like this is definitely Syria's strong suit. The next turn is the same again. Syria's Last Order enables him to bring back a Banshee from the graveyard and pushes Hakim to his limits with very few cards left in his hand. Hakim then brings out more power on the board, but again this will not last long against Syria's powerful killer effects. Hakim tries to gain some time, and as you probably know by now, a Hakim that is not dead can always come back, so the duel is not over yet. Syria continues cleaning out the board and cannot afford to leave a single enemy creature alive, and bit by bit we can see Hakim struggle as we near the end of the game. Finally, Syria easily grabs a victory after an intense 16 turns with the help of a Soul Reaver, and we see how a player who is still very far from the top can win against a Hakim who simply never got a chance to keep his big guns on the board. We hope to see many more of you come up with your own ways of taking out Hakim, and look forward to seeing you on the battleground.